I will start with a story from one of our men, and then I will tell you more about our organization, what we do, and also about me, since I am also migrant and a woman in CSIT, not exactly a CEO, but I do have a lot of the benefits you mentioned for Nasinigo. So, you guys, the story of Okbeb. Okbeb's dream is not allowed in Germany. We are dealing here with a sector that is very different from gastronomy, that we saw a lot of examples just now, right? Gastronomy, of course, it's hard, and they're doing amazing work. They need help to get started. But in the sector we're dealing with here at Petrai, they're just not allowed to reach it. Why? We'll look at this sector in a second, but it's a sector of trade. So which way am I going? Okay, so Okbeb is from Eritrea. As soon as he was 17 years old when he made his way out of Eritrea, because he didn't want to join the army there. They have to, the men, when they turn 18. So it took him about a year, crossed boundaries by foot, lands, a lot of stories. He met her in a year, which is actually really good. I've heard all kinds of stories. His dream to own a carpentry, he had seen his family members work with wood back home, so he liked it. He wanted to do it. He's not allowed in Germany. Why is that? Germany is known for really high quality trade, which is amazing. We talked about this later with the group that was there. We have small chance of error here. It has to be perfect, which is really good if they're building our houses and our infrastructure and our tables and all of these amazing things. So this is good, but it takes a really long time for refugees to achieve this goal, which is almost, like I said, a lot of them come here and they're like, what? I can't do this. But I've been already doing I have experience. In Germany, you need a paper that says you are qualified, you have been through the German qualification for this. So, and you need a Meister, you need this paper. So what does that look like? We'll go through a timeline in a second. These are the list of trade professions here in Germany that Germany says you need this high level qualification to do it, which is good, right? Like bricklayers, painters, bike mechanics, carpenters, electrotechnics, a whole list of really high quality trade. Okay, so this is the timeline. You need 3 years of vocational training, 3 years, and then you need to have a Meister. You need to have this 1 to 2 year master training, depending what profession we're looking at. This 3 year vocational training is all in German. So as a refugee, we first have to learn the language, which takes a long time. The teachers don't come from the French, so they're not our pedagogical teachers. So that's also another challenge if we're already in the school. And you need a company. You need to find a company that already signed you in with a company that they're going to pay you through these 3 years to also be at their company. Okay, this is really hard. They live 1.5 hours away from maybe where the company is. We have these cases. They live in refugee apartments. It's almost impossible for them to move out because of the German laws. It's really, really loud in this apartment. You cannot really study. You cannot concentrate. You cannot really sleep here. Police surprise visits at 2 a.m. This is not a place where I want to study or live. And family stress. Like we saw, Okbeb has brothers back home, and they're all going to be turning 18 in the next few years. So he has the pressure of sending back home money for his brothers. Sleep problems, we talked about it, and physical problems. This is very common. If we walked a whole year by foot to just arrive to Germany, we're going to have a lot of physical pain. It's just part of it. And these professions we looked at, we're working with our bodies, we're working with our hands, we're moving, we're working with machines. We need our bodies, we need our hands. So this can be rough. So let's look at the language learning classes and the language learning part of what happened here in Germany. We have 3 language classes. This should be good, right? But in what happened when the refugees arrived was that they set this rule that you needed to keep going to the next level class, even if you didn't really pass the last one. We have people in like advanced level, but they didn't really pass the first class to begin with. We should be reviewing the first things we learned before we keep going. Otherwise, we can't really master the language. And there was little research on how to teach people with little school backgrounds, right? If they don't really, like, why are we teaching them the same way we would be teaching people with 12 years of education? So we have a lot of challenges in this sector. So let's imagine, what if we could shorten this time of language in 1 intensive year, learning with the goal to enter vocational training, and already getting ahead on our technical skills of trade, like already knowing how to work with machines, already learning to work with wood, so that whenever we get in contact with a company, we already know how to do things. And this is the basic concept of Petai. We offer this 1-year program where we didn't just learn the language, we learn math and all the things we need for the Ausbildung in 1 year, and get ahead on all the practical things. But there is more. Let me explain. So our Petai closes the gap between skilled workers and companies. We have companies looking for highly qualified men to be the future bricklayers and work at the electrotechnic company and fix their infrastructure. So this is an actual need of Germany. So we are closing that gap. We are training the refugees that want to work, that want to do this, they have that dream. Some facts. In Freiburg, we have people doing the vocational trainee that we talked about. Blue is Chamber of Industry and Commerce, and red is Chamber of Crafts, like the professions we just looked at. And 9.8% are international, are migrants. These are the countries that are doing, from these countries, the people are doing these vocational trainees. And we see the top nationalities are people applying for this asylum seeking. They might not be granted, but they're here under this refugee status. Dropout rates, we see general, then which year they drop out, men, trainees, women trainees dropping out, and German, and in the whole Germany. As we see, double as much men are dropping out than women. The German level, an organization here tests them when either before they're entering or while they're doing this vocational training, and we see this is very low German. So this is why we offer this year of preparation, right? To catch up on the German, not on the level wise, but the technical language we need to write the reports and all the things we need when we do the vocational training. So we talked about what the main goal is. We are training men to enter vocational school, and we're combining our business side of innovative products with this concept, with training them. We're very value oriented, working with people from all nationalities as a team. And our product lines. We are a social entrepreneurship and a startup. So we gotta fund all of this. So we are locally very known for our carpentry. German, Europe-wise, we offer trailers for e-cargos, like a mobile kitchen, mobile info stand, and hydroponics plants growing on water. And we're combining that right now with our carpentry, like furniture with plants. So some pictures of our work. A local store here in Freiburg, all designed, developed, and monitored by us. Hybrid home, both furniture pieces were made by us. Woo, I have to hurry. Our daily structure: in the morning, we are working together, building the things. In the afternoon, we have a classroom in Petra where we do German, math, motivational hour. So it's a very intensive year. I mean, we could skip that, and we go beyond that. We offer individual counseling. We do the career check. We say, hey, which direction do you want to go? We set up the interviews already with the companies or the internship weeks. Our network, we're also very connected while in the city because we cannot problem solve all the things that we solve by ourselves. We have to work with the social workers and the doctors and the physical therapists and all of these things to make sure we achieve our goal. Our culture, just a fun fact, we start with sports, with quick sports, 5 minutes. We do squats, jumping jacks, burpees every morning at 7:45 when we start our day, because we start together. And this is a way that we also help with punctuality. If we're already doing sports at 7:45 and somebody comes in, we notice. So just a way how we think outside the box to make sure we are training in every way to make sure we enter labor force here in Germany. And I think I'm almost done. These are just photos of our people. This was a few years ago, our trainees and our pre-vocational trainees with us. Our team, experts in every area, and our website. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Cynthia. I am behind because I am reading also the question from the audience online. That is why, so don't get distracted by my non-presence.
Okay.
And I have a question, indeed, they have a question. If, I don't know, I think it's to all three of you, or there is a question if there are policies in place for integrating immigrants in entrepreneurship here in Germany. It's a very broad question, but I think it fits quite well to everything that you. But we need the frame, I guess, a broader framework. It's a very general, I know, general question. we can think of that and then skip to a more concrete question to this project as well.
I have a question. How do the people that have interest in such training know about your company, about this, that it's possible to do something like this? Because it sounds really nice and really personal.
Yes.
I mean, which kind of maybe eliminate some of the language barriers or cultural barriers. So it's great, but how do people find out about you? Or who is your target for people?
So we work closely with the social workers, and we also go to their networking meetings so they know about us. And so this is how we got started. But then with the years have gone by, the men themselves are also networked within their communities. So they just tell their friends, and then they apply. So yeah, there's those are the main ways, I would say.
And your target are refugees?
Yes,
refugees.
or
exclusively with refugees? Or with other migrants?
Yes, we also work with migrants. We do have some migrants that have found us and they're like, hey, I want to train me. And we do them as well. Yeah.
Now what are the prerequisites? So who can qualify to join your mentoring qualification program?
The main thing we're looking for is motivation. It's very, very intensive. So yes, we have a way that we process and we select the team for the year, and that's our main thing is motivation.
So for instance, if somebody in my community will be interested in this program, I can tell them to contact you and write a motivation letter, and you will select them.
Yes.
You will inform them
of
what kind of.
Other requisites are, for example, under 35 years of age, because we use the framework provided by Germany of Einstiegsqualifizierung, and this, you can only do this if you're under 35, so we stay with that as well, and this is a way for them to also get monthly, receive a financial support through the states, because we're using this framework. It's very minimal, but it's something. So this is also why in the past we have worked with that our way up in the German levels, but this year we're actually working also with Ukraine, which have almost no German language level, and this is possible because we have a person on the team, a refugee himself, which went through a whole process and finished his vocational training, and he also speaks a common language with them. So he's able to at first do a lot of their own language at the workshop, and then Ukraine, they have a really fast high learning curve, and then they're able to switch to German within a few months.
Very nice.
Yes.
Thank you. Yeah, Sophie.
You said that you're starting with the practical part in the mornings and then switch to the educational part in the evenings.
Yes.
This, of course, has been evaluated to do it that way, or how did it come to like?
Oh yes, we like.
Just for myself, I
how-
think I would start with the
Yeah.
learning and
Yeah.
studying, and then I would want to do something. So how did this?
From the learning perspective, yes, we have tried all kinds of weekly structures, but in the morning, it's when they're usually we're most awake, and we want to use this time for working with machines.
Okay.
And this could get very dangerous if we're not awake. So this is why we also do the sports in the morning. And then in the afternoon, we get creative in the classroom. We know this is where the magic happens, when we get to talk about what happened in the morning and break down the German, the technical words and all of that. So we have to keep the afternoon part very active. We sometimes do classroom outside or classroom in the workshops, because we know it's a hard time if you've already been like working the whole day. So it keeps our teachers in the afternoon very challenged and creative to make it work. So yes, this is why this is the best. Yes, I'm like,
So from what I get, your concept is learning by doing. So it's a practical way of learning. And what are the challenges that you face in this? What are the challenges that the participant face? You said the dropout rate is high with men, or higher with men than with women.
that's the dropout rate of been doing just the vocational training this 3 years. So your question is, what is the challenges?
Yeah,
that
what
we
are
face
the
as we
challenges,
train them?
or yeah, what in your experience, what were the challenges that influenced this dropout rate? I think the period is also long, 3 years, the commitment, so to say. Or how do you?
Yes,
See,
this is something we try to lower, of course, by our participants that do the pre-vocational training with us, so they don't drop out, right? But so the challenges there, definitely the language and not being as qualified as if they would have done our program of training, because we make sure we don't just learn the language, but the language that we need for that profession. The technical language in German, it's like a new language on their own. So we're learning the strategies to deal with that. Also how to write the report. It's something everybody has to do once a week. At the end of the week, they have to turn it in. So this is something we already go ahead and practice and do it with them together in our vocational training program.
This is actually before they will go into the Ausbildung.
Yes.
This is just a preparatory
Yes.
program for 3 years that will prepare them and to ensure them
Of
for
one
the
year.
same-
Of
one
one
year.
year.
So what is the 3 year?
That's just the normal Ausbildung.
Yeah,
Yeah. So they prepare them
The 1 year before.
The 1 year.
1 year, they prepare them for the 3 years of apprenticeship.
Yes. And those numbers we don't know if they were like if they attended our preparation year or not. Those are just data from the city of Freiburg. Good question. Yes. Oh, I thought you had a question.
Oh, sorry.
I have another.
Yeah.
How do you measure the efficiency? How do you measure if the participants that absolved your program were successful in participating or ending
Yeah.
a practical?
Yeah. So Peter has only existed for 5 years, so there has only been so many years, right, where they could actually finish the Ausbildung. So we do keep contact with them, and we reach out to them and we know, okay, this should be done. So it has been really exciting to celebrate now our 5 years, to get in contact with them and have them come in and done some interviews on how thankful they are that they took part of the year, and they're like, I needed math. Thank you that we did math. That one practice for the interviewer, just how we talked with customers, we did practice. That helped me so much. This has been really sweet.
So I guess thank you so much.